Being unique isn't weird. Being unique isn't weird. A lot of people think it is. I was one of those people, sadly, that thought that I was weird because I was unique. Because I didn't fit in with friends. I did not have many friends. Right now, actually, I only have like one real friend and one real, female friend. And I noticed that throughout the years, it was more of a me problem because being for real, it was like I wanted friends, but I didn't want them near me. I feel like I am a bad friend to be around. I don't know if some of y'all feel that way, like I did at one point in my life, and I still feel that way because I don't really have many friends, and I felt weird. So today is the year 2005. I'm gonna hit y'all with one quick little story. Up to 2017, 2018, I had a lot of friends. Sadly, I'm 17 years old and I don't go to school anymore. I have already 3 years that I don't go to school because sadly my family's not really very well financially, and that's one big part why I'm starting this channel. Now, this is gonna be my introduction. I'm gonna make more videos because I had a job and I wanted to provide for my family like my family provides for me. Sadly, I lost that job because I just didn't feel respected. And you may be thinking I was a sissy boy about it. And sad reality, I don't even know. I sometimes question myself if I did the right choice, if keeping that job was the wrong choice, the right choice, it doesn't matter. Well, up to 2018, me and my family were financially stable and very happy. At least I think I was happy. Oh boy, little D.P. didn't know what was coming for him in the future. So my story is, I was a pretty normal kid, antisocial, and as a Latino myself, I can speak poquito español. Being a Hispanic and being in America wasn't bad. I love America and I'm American, so I got at least some privileges that I can speak of. I don't know obviously what's going around in the world right now with everything and the ICE agents and immigration. I don't want to get too political. I don't like getting political. Maybe in the future, well, you'll probably see more videos of me being political. But I don't know if you can tell, I'm new to this and I'm nervous. But like my father said, if you don't turn on your camera and if you don't try, when are you gonna make it? Now, hello, my name is D.P. This will be my introduction to the channel and for what it will stand for and maybe what it will become in the future. Who knows, maybe I'll be dead in the future, maybe I'll be some rich asshole living in a fucking mansion or something, I don't know. Well, this will be my introduction. Right. My name is D.P. You can call me by that, hence the name of the channel, and this is my introduction. I'm a 17-year-old kid, had a job, sadly lost it due to some problems, and I'm at a point in my life where I don't know what to do. I want to document my life to see in my future years what I will become. I don't want to be like none of those entrepreneur people into social media. But for me, you will just be able to see my growth. Maybe you'll grow with me. Maybe you'll see me in billboards in the future. I don't know what I would do in my future. I just want to leave this as proof that I was motivated. Now, I'm a normal human being. I don't really got any friends. Like, I'm gonna straight up say, like, I don't have no friends. I only have like one real friend and one real female friend, and we're literally not together, to be honest. One is like far away from me, and the female friend is very far away from me. She was actually a childhood friend. We started speaking recently, and I feel like my life changed after that. But being unique isn't weird. I see it more as a privilege. That you can focus more time on yourself, and maybe the Almighty God, Jesus, put you in front with the hard challenge of being alone in this life for a good reason. Maybe you're gonna be a bad person if you have friends. You will be a bad friend, bad influence on them. Some events happened in my life which matured me way more earlier than other kids my age. But I'm known in my family to be the most woke and basically a kid with the biggest heart in my family. I used to be really anonymous on social media, and to make this big step and big change onto actually, posting my content, it actually feels weird, because I'm not really used to doing these type of stuff. I can't do math that well. I'm a really average kid, as I'm telling you. I was really clumsy. I was really a bad kid. I used to talk back to my mom a lot, which kids I encourage you not to do. But if it's happening to you, parents out there, I don't know if parents, maybe you can show this video to your parents, everything will be alright. Because as a message to my parents, I changed. I said some stuff I shouldn't have said to my mom, which still hurts to this day thinking about it. Parents out there, times will be rough. I know you're still learning to live with a child. And kids, be nice to your parents because it's their first time living too. And in the future, I'll understand if you see this video probably laying around YouTube. Back to the topic. We gotta find out what is the core, and you gotta find out what is the core to you feeling this type of way. Why you feel weird and why you don't fit in. For me, it is here in Mexico. Going from living in the United States to changing to a state that you don't know of, you don't know the laws, you don't know how dangerous this place is, honestly, is really scary. I lasted 3 years. I arrived here in Mexico at 2020. I lasted 3 years out of 5 paranoid, because it was a big change. People didn't speak English here, and I got too comfortable speaking it over there in the United States. I got too comfortable speaking English to the point where I was like a rare Pokemon or something here in Mexico, because all girls, all boys were surprised that I was speaking English. I was like an alien or an outsider basically, but I had social anxiety. Now I'm 17 years old. I haven't had my first kiss. I haven't had my first girlfriend at all. And for you guys, maybe it'll be hard, Sometimes it was hard for me, acknowledging that I'm already getting to a certain age where I should go out and party and stuff. But no. Now, what is unique? Now, I didn't fit in, is why I'm making this video. I'm a friend, I can be a friend. your safe spot. But I didn't fit in. And I still don't. I have only 2 friends, as I mentioned. And my life really changed. I had some canon events going on in my life that really damaged me to the point of waking me up 2 times. Now, I would encourage people to not think negatively about themselves. If people think you're weird, look at them. A lot of people have the same style of hair here. They disrespect women a lot here in Mexico. And they do things that children should not do at their age. And I got a lot of stories to tell y'all, about a woman I met that sadly she was underage, but she was already doing stuff grown man and grown woman did. And for me to have a person I loved doing that really impacted me, especially after the events that happened after me meeting her. A lot of people call me weird, and that is because I respect women. And by respect, I mean here and friends I've had, people I've known, they can't even see a woman pass down by the street because they're already looking down at their ass and saying, damn, like, that woman has a big ass, low key, and just looking at their best, Obviously, I'm a man with all due, confidence, and all due words that I'm gonna spit out of my mouth right now are true. I do look at that, as a man, you have to look at the beauty of the woman, People say, I'm gonna focus on, I love this person because of their emotions. But I think of that is, it's not true, If it's your first love, it's not true. You love someone based on their looks, You pick that person because you like them. For a woman, if you see a man acting a certain way around you, maybe they're looking at you inappropriately, maybe if they just have one glance, just brush it off. But if it is a person low-key disrespecting you, staring at you for long periods of time, maybe you capture him taking a photo of you, obviously stand up. No one else is going to do it for you. And I'm sorry for what girls go through. It really is a dark place, this world. As human beings, we're all different. Some of us can speak Spanish. Maybe it could be a certain skin color. Maybe you can like different stuff in other people. And for me, that is unique. Being different is unique. Not fitting in is unique, but it's not weird. Now, I want y'all to answer this one question. While it's yourselves, maybe ask this question to a brother or a family member you have about what is weird for you. For me, weird is something that is undescribable, something that you can't describe. Maybe an alien you can't describe it, that's weird. Maybe a ghost, or maybe an object flying off the shelves, or you never know, maybe that fucking image up there could fucking fly down. That would be weird. It's inexplainable. Although being unique is explainable, Here in Mexico, as I was saying before I got carried away, it's weird for an American to be here. Now, I love Mexico, I love its culture, I love everything, and I'm not hating on the state, I'm not hating on its people, because the people here are more friendly over there. They're more friendly over here than over there in the United States, low-key. I had to say that. And no, they did not pay me to say it. I didn't fit in. There were kids smoking, doing drugs at my age, at 17 years old. They were doing drugs, they were smoking, and I met a girl that sadly fucked up her life because she wanted to be an adult already. Now, having a friend that, fucks up their life, and you value them as a friend, maybe, you wanted them as something more, a girlfriend or a boyfriend, is really fucks up with your mind because you can't do anything about it anymore. What people think is weird is not actually. The weird ones are them. They're following a stereotype, which doesn't make sense. The recent stereotype, the tlacuache hair stereotype. The fucking bowl cut and shit. I mean, look at my hair. Like, what the fuck? My favorite haircut is, I don't know how to say the word in English, but un chongo and shit, I have an earring. I don't know if y'all notice that I have an earring, And people may judge, people out there in the internet, you can judge me. Being for real, people have said a lot of hurtful things to me. Right now, I'm skinny. I used to be fat. And fat. Like more fatter than that. Look, I used to be more fatter. And people judged me for it. Even my parents, a lot of family members, especially family members. It really hurts you. But sometimes pain is good, and that's what I learned. That thanks to all the judgment I got, I changed. Plus my DNA, my dad is tall, and he's skinny. So that helped out a bit. But one thing I learned from that is that really it doesn't matter what weight are you. All that matters is what's in here, in your heart, and what's up here. Because it doesn't really matter. No one gives a fuck if you're fat. They may judge you, low-key, like they judge me. But then you can get skinny and then they will say you're sick. And when that happened to me, I was like, what the fuck? Like, you want me to be fat again? Like what the fuck you want me to do or something? Like, I got it in my DNA. Like, if I'm skinny, bro, and if I'm sick, oh, alright. We're all at once. We're all eventually gonna die. I have my hair painted, and the place I used to work at, they called me weird. Because I wasn't normal, I respected women. I didn't look at them a certain way like they did. I talked about women less. I was more focused on me. I had social anxiety. Thanks to my job, I lost it. I could talk to girls. I could talk to people. And I talk to girls really well, Sadly, I have a curse on me that I can be good friends with a girl, but when it comes to being serious, having a relationship, they all just leave. I picked on it a lot. I have some buddies at work saying that I was possibly gay for, not looking at girls like that. You're probably gonna get that a lot if you're like me. I painted my hair, so that didn't help, They thought I was gay because I talk to boys very confidently, but with girls, I'm more respectful, I have an earring, and people were saying that I was gay for it. Sadly, my dad actually lived a bad childhood. I'll see it in another video. I'll have my dad explain it to you. But my dad actually allowed me to get the earring. So I'm gonna let y'all know me more. I'm a 17-year-old kid. My favorite music will have to be Slipknot. I'm a fan of them. I love NF, which I recommend y'all NF if you actually want real music, music that talks about life, talks about depression, about how to evade and shit like that. Listen to NF, it will actually help you. And my inspiration was him, NF. And actually I want to make music in the future, I don't know where this video is going, and I don't know where it will go, but I low-key wanted to be the start of a big era for me. I lost my job. I'm a 17-year-old kid. You gotta love being unique. You gotta love being weird, People are just gonna criticize you for stupid shit, and that's life, that's the internet. Maybe I'll post this on Instagram Reels. People will start hating on my hair color. Maybe why I'm wearing a fucking pink shirt. I don't know where this video is gonna go. I'll just post it, Maybe y'all like it. Maybe I'll encourage you to comment what type of content, what type of content you want me to make. Maybe I was thinking of making sharing Sundays, where y'all can tell me some stories y'all have, and I can share them here in public, obviously with permission, and give tips maybe, or maybe be a helping friend, motivational, because that's what I want my channel to be. I encourage you to check my description if you want more context of what this channel is. Maybe you see this video laying around YouTube somewhere. Maybe the algorithm will love me, But this is not my first channel. I've had multiple channels, whether it will be unboxing, which I was a little kid doing unboxing, gaming. You can find me there, probably a video of me gaming. But I want this to work. You gotta live your life how you want to live it. Don't live your life how other people tell you. Don't live your life how your parents tell you to live it. Maybe your parents want you to be an astronaut, a cop, a medic, a doctor. Maybe your parents want you to go to school, maybe go to college. 3 battery, so I'm gonna try to make this quick. So, yeah, I don't know where this video went. I'm probably gonna make a more stable video of being unique, or maybe this will be perfect, because I'm unique, Humans fuck up, humans make mistakes, but oh well. We gotta continue and learn to live with the fact that we're allowed to make mistakes, And yeah, being unique is weird, but fuck it, Why be with a certain group of people when you can be by yourself and learn? There's a lot of kids. I met some kids that wanted to make money, being rich, but they wanted it like that. And what would be the point of making that much amount of money if eventually you're just gonna lose it because they don't know how to handle it, Now, I'm not an entrepreneur. I would love to make music, I'm a 17-year-old. I would love to make music because one of my biggest inspirations is NF, Now my phone is gonna run out of battery, but oh well. The outro, I'm gonna make a quote. Don't live in the past because it already happened. Don't live in the future because it hasn't happened. Might as well live in the present because it's still happening. You can still fuck up, but if you fuck up, you can learn to fix it. I hope this channel, pops off. Maybe in the future, get more confidence to record. But I love y'all. I hope y'all like this video. I hope YouTube maybe loves me with the algorithm or something. I don't know. But I'm gonna try to edit this video and holy shit.